So the next one that we're going to walk you through is your iOS locations. So if you have Apple devices, we're going to show you here now to do pretty much the same thing. Go into privacy, location services, and then go here. I have it on, right, location services, but if you turn location services off, you turn it off for everything. Now you might decide right now where you are and your circumstances, you just need to turn it all off. That's how you do it. Literally, location services is disabled. Now, if it's thing you did lose it's disabled for iPhone, Find My Phone as well. And if you did lose your phone, if you go log on to your iCloud account and trigger that you've lost your phone, lost mode, it'll automatically re-enable the location services of that device. So that's good, isn't it? But if you just, right now, you just don't want anyone knowing your location anywhere, this is how you do it, okay? Now, maybe you do want to use it and you're okay, then you have to, like I said earlier, go through all your apps and check, and that's what we're going to do, okay? So on the iOS device. Okay, so share my location. Another thing that you can do is you may be sharing it as part, say all your family have iOS devices and you may be using family share, where you share music, you share location, you share iCloud storage, and this is where it is. So you can decide that you're just not going to share with people anymore or one particular person. And this is how you do it. So I've turned it off here. Okay, so we're just going to show you just to slide it and it's off. And we go back. Now, if you look at, these are some apps, right, on the device. AppCoa is a parking one. British Airways, why would I allow them location access? No, turn it off. Camera, again, I turn the precise location off. I don't want my camera to know my exact location. This is important. When you use your camera, even if you never share a photograph, the camera takes a photo and it records the Wi-Fi that you were using at the time and the geolocation of that photograph. And it's stored on that piece of photo. Now, if you never share it, it's still there on your device. And if you think, and it's the same goes for photos, okay? So camera and photos. So I know some people like to use it so that in 3 years' time, you're looking back and you're thinking, where was that photo taken? And it'll show you the location. It's very, very useful. But again, if it's safe to do so, careful and use it wisely. It's there for useful purpose, but maybe it may not be good for you right now. So we're going to go back now, but for camera, I've just said, look, ask next time. So I'm using the camera. It's going to say, look, do we have permission to use your location? And I decide at the time, because what am I using the photo for? If I'm sharing it, if I'm not, or whatever. So ask me next time, and I don't want my precise location. Okay, so if we go to the next one, which ones did I pick? Deliveroo. I'm sure everyone at some point has ordered takeaway. So if you look at Deliveroo, ask next time or when I share, I kind of like that. Now, you need exact location for Deliveroo. This is a good example of why you need precise location. Definitely for the likes of food delivery, okay? Shopping, deliveries, all that kind of stuff that are coming to your door. But ask next time or when I share, I kind of like that. It gives me control. Or when I'm using the app as well, you can use. Okay, so the next one we looked at was Facebook. And it's always, so turned it off, never want Facebook, I've decided. Find My, so I have chosen never. And basically, you know, your location is used to show your location on Find My. And Find My is very, very useful if you lose a device. Find My basically is an app on your iOS, and all the iOS devices that you use are connected in under that and useful if you lose it, okay? But like I said earlier, if you deactivate completely location services and you have never on and you lose your phone, you can log into your iCloud account from any device And you can say, I've lost my phone, lost mode, and it'll trigger and turn on the location on that device for you to help you find it. My Fitbit, again, this is one, you know what, I don't think as women we really think about the dangers of Fitbit, or I don't mean Fitbit in particular, but any type of sports watch where your location is on it. And I love my Fitbit because I can join a group of friends and we can do, you know, walking challenges and different things, and they have access to my location. But be careful who you're allowing access to your location on apps like this for sports, because especially if you've got a routine going and you're doing certain things all the time at a set routine and date and time, it can be dangerous. And for the purposes of this, again, while using the app, I'm okay with it, but that's about it. And Instagram, you know, I've decided to turn off the precise location and leave it like that. And if we look at photos, we talked about the camera, same thing, never, I've decided. But you can always, like if you use an app where you have to insert a photo, it'll just say, oh, you have to go to settings and turn this on. And that's what you do. But you've got that control and know that it's here. And it all comes from your device, whether it's Android or iOS. Snapchat, again, this is what I'm going to talk about in a minute, Claire. System services, what is this? This is how on an iOS device, you completely clear your location history. Okay. So if you want to just get rid of everything from the past. So if you turn location services off the top, nobody has access to anything going forward. But if you want to get rid of all the history location from the past, just like I showed you, right down the bottom and click there and you can delete all location history. Okay, so tracking, there's a function called allow apps to request to track. No app is allowed to track you unless you give it permission. You can actually turn it off, so they're all denied flat out when you download it. It's up to you. Some people want to be asked because it depends on the app. You can see down here the list of apps that have requested in the past to track your activities.
So Avril, you can see what apps have been downloaded to your phone that have asked to track you. It'll automatically ask to track you.
Yeah.
So Avril, if there was a spyware app, for example, that was uploaded onto your phone by someone and then hidden, would that app also have to ask to track you?
We will do a webinar on spyware in more detail. But if you take your example, Claire, say you're gone to the shower and someone you know has access to your phone, they can open it and look into it. They could download a spyware app to track everything that you're doing, and it can feed them information real time about everything you're doing and where you are and so on. And if they have access and they do download it, they can allow the tracking feature and then hide it all, but you don't even know it's on your device. We will cover that in a future webinar. However, for the purposes of this, you can see what apps did ask to track your activities. You can have a look at those, and if any of those are suspicious in any way, then that should raise an alarm to remove them. But we will cover this in more detail in a future webinar about spyware. So we've covered turning, the location, turn it off, or at least have control over what you're happy to have there and what you want deleted, past, present, and going forward on your Google account and on your iOS account. Okay, they're just two examples.